The Brian Flores lawsuit is still going. I think a lot of people maybe thought that once he got a job, it would go away. I never thought that. My family's lawyers, and they understand this stuff. Where are you at with all this? It touched the Titans a little bit, has it not?
Yeah.
Here? And what do you see? Is this a distraction? What is this? What is this for a team?
I mean, the biggest thing in this lawsuit remained the tentacles. So the number one thing is Stephen Ross with the $100,000 a game for Flores to lose, for them to get in position for Joe Burrow. And now it comes out that Flores memorialized this request to fail to Chris Greer, the GM, and to other executives with the Dolphins. Did those people take this back to Ross? Did those people take it to Park Avenue, to the league, to the league office? Basically, what we have to do is figure out what the league wants to happen, and then the investigation will get them there. So how seriously do they take this, and what do they want to happen to Stephen Ross? Then they'll have their investigator take it that way. Steve Wilkes and Ray Horton have joined the lawsuit. Look, it's really hard to get inside people's heads and what they were thinking. I mean, Steve Wilkes, some of what he says makes sense. He went to Arizona, and his GM wasn't available to him for something like 4 weeks because he was suspended for DUI time. And Josh Rosen was a bust who was drafted by his GM, Kime. And Kime is still there, and Steve Wilkes got the boot after 1 year. So, I mean, I think you could wonder there, why was the coach one and done, and the GM still get it? It's food for thought at the very least. Ray Horton got an interview when the Titans, as did Terrell Austin, another minority, and Doug Marrone. When Amy Adams Strunk, a brand new owner who didn't know that much about what was going on yet, sought stability and really liked Mike Mularkey, who had done a reasonably good job with a bad team as an interim coach. I mean, is she allowed to want to hire Mike Mularkey because he brought some stability and she had a comfort level with him? She followed the rule, and she interviewed double what she was supposed to interview on the Rooney Rule. In Nashville, it was no secret that she wanted to hire Mike Mularkey, and all of us were clamoring that list of alternative candidates was insufficient in scope, and that she should have talked to better candidates because Mike Mularkey was not good enough. But Ray Horton had to know that interview, was about him overwhelming her and making her change her mind, which really is what the Rooney Rule is about in certain circumstances. And she's allowed to have a preference going into that. So the Titans being cast as some huge racist organization because she somehow didn't make her mind completely blank and have no preference going into an interview, that seems a little harsh to me. The Titans have a pretty good track record with black quarterbacks, which is another huge NFL issue that's largely gone away, in part because of what the Oilers and the Titans did. So I think they've been put in a difficult spot, though, I understand what people are arguing, I guess.
I'll tell you what, I think Stephen Ross has a problem. Do you?
Yeah. But how slow do they play this investigation? They have a way of taking 2 years to get to a conclusion on these.
Yeah, I think, man, if you have any shred of evidence that somebody's asking you to lose, oh man, I'll be honest with you. I'm sure you can survive it because you got billions, but I don't know how you survive that. I honestly don't, because that has got to be, Paul, you know way better than me, that's got to be the most sensitive thing going.
Well, here's the big question too, Dan. I mean, that's obviously a cardinal sin. But then how do you value it as compared to a regular workplace filled with harassment where women were constantly leaving and feeling uncomfortable going to work in Washington? So you're going to sweep Dan Snyder's stuff under the rug, but throw Stephen Ross out of the league? There's a lot to sort out there in terms of, which crime and which punishment, and then it's going to look like you're accepting of one and not accepting of the other, which I understand the argument there. Maybe they should both go.